This is breaking news on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. All eyes are on the Sandiganbayan right now as it hands down its decision on the plunder case of Senator Jinggoy Estrada. It took almost a decade before the anti-graft court promulgates its verdict on the alleged misuse of the senator's multi-million peso Priority Development Assistance Fund, or PDAF, also known as pork barrel. These are live pictures we're showing you right now. Let's see if we can get some audio in, even if this is possible at the moment. The promulgation is supposed to begin at 9 a.m. Let's see what we can hear. All right, so basically, just to let our viewers know right now, our correspondent, AC Nichols, is there right now. This was taken earlier at around 8:39. Senator Jinggoy Estrada arriving at the Sandiganbayan together with, accompanied by his wife, I understand his two children, and also his brother Jude. I saw him in this video. So AC Nichols right now is inside the courtroom in the Sandiganbayan. Our other correspondent, Amor Santos, is also monitoring the events there. Let's go to Amor right now. Amor, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Senator Jinggoy Estrada arrived here at the Sandiganbayan past 8:30 in the morning together with his wife, Presi, and his kids, Undersecretary Janela Estrada and his son, Jolo Estrada. Now, the security is tight here. Medyo nagkakatulakan nga, but there are also police personnel deployed here to secure the area. We're just outside the Sandiganbayan building because only a few members of the media, as you mentioned, our correspondent AC Nichols, is inside or outside the courtroom, actually inside the Sandiganbayan building. Security is tight right now, even as we wait for the actual promulgation for the verdict on Senator Estrada's plunder case. Now, we all know that this plunder case is already a decade old. Earlier, Senator Estrada had a few words. He said, katulad ng sabi niya kahapon, he said he is very hopeful for a favorable decision of the Sandiganbayan, but also that kabado pa rin siya kasi kahit na sinabi niya nga nung una na nag-grant naman yung bail niya, ibig sabihin daw kasi noon walang malakas na ebidensya that he is the mastermind of this plunder of the alleged pork barrel scam. Kahit na ganun daw, kabado pa rin siya dahil kahit ano raw, posibleng mangyari. He said it's not over until it's over. So right now, Pinky, we're still outside the Sandiganbayan building, waiting for the promulgation, waiting for the decision on Estrada's case.
Amor, stay with me there on the line. I just want to bring in live pictures because we're not going to be able to see this right now. As I was explaining a while ago, Amor, no? Kasi nasa labas si Amor. Ito po, ang nasa loob, there will be a number of reporters, from my understanding, that are allowed inside. And these live pictures that you're seeing right now, for the benefit of the viewers, this is just going to be allowed until a certain point. Once the justices, the members of the 5th Division come in and the proceedings begin, we will not be able to air any of the live videos. So, taking advantage of the situation right now, that's Senator Jinggoy Estrada right there, nakatalikod po, wearing a blue jacket, and behind him is his brother Jude, if I'm not mistaken. So, again, as mentioned a while ago, promulgation was, the proceeding is supposed to begin at 9 a.m., and we are still awaiting for this to actually begin. Outside, what is our correspondent from the Senate, Amor Santos. Amor, yesterday, nagbigay siya ng panayam, hindi ba? Yun nga yung sinabi mo kanina, medyo ninenervyos siya. At may part na parang may nagtanong ata, how are you preparing for this? Ang sabi nga niya, through prayers.
Yes, thank you. Yes, actually, tayo yung nagtanong noon sa kanya, how is he preparing for today? Kasi sabi niya nga, medyo kinakabahan nga siya. Sabi niya, wala naman daw masyadong preparasyon, talagang nagdasal lang siya. And kitang-kita din dun sa ngayon, medyo matipid yung mga sagot ni Senator Estrada. And again, those two words, hopeful and nervous, that sums up what he's feeling this morning.
Right.
Pinky.
And just siguro to recap this, Amor, what will be decided on today by the 5th Division of the Sandiganbayan is this plunder case lodged against him. My understanding is over and above this, meron pang 11 graft cases na dinidinig pa. All right, Amor, sandali lamang nag-uumpisa na ang proceedings. The
Okay.
justices are there. No, Amor, stay on the line. The justices are there at 9:05. That's as far as we can go sa ating live feed dyan. So, what will happen here, Amor? I was talking to AC a while ago and she was saying that for the most part, and I guess what's happened in the past, posible ang basahin lang dito yung promulgation. And of course, we're not sure how the justices will decide on this. But going back sa mga past proceedings, normally yung promulgation lang ang binabasa dito. And once that is read, of course, the reporters, lalabas na po yan, and that's when we will all find out, kumbaga, sabay-sabay, kung ano magiging hatol ng 5th Division ng Sandiganbayan. So, balikan ko lang, Amor, so ikaw nga yung nagtanong, paano siya nagpe-prepare dito? Sabi niya, prayers. Naging matipid ba? Sabi mo nga, naging matipid siya sa kanyang panayam kahapon?
Sinasagot naman yung mga tanong natin, Pinky, but then at the end of it all, sabi niya baka pwedeng hindi muna natin ganung pag-usapan kasi medyo kabado nga siya. But he was answering all your questions and sabi niya nga, after daw ng promulgation na to, he will give a very short statement, very short lang because plano niya na magdetalye in a press conference in the Senate on Monday. That is, of course, he's very hopeful that he will be acquitted today. Ngayon, sabi niya nga, ngayon, kung magkaka-arestuhan pala, hindi na yun mangyayari. And then, he knocked on wood, Pinky, dahil sana nga raw ay hindi yun mangyari.
All right. So, Amor, we'll continue to get more developments from you a little later on. Amor Santos, thank you so much for your time. Let's take a look at how Senator Jinggoy Estrada's plunder case progressed in the past decade. AC Nichols has that story.
It was almost 10 years ago in 2014 when plunder and graft charges were filed against Senator Jinggoy Estrada. He is accused of conspiring with businesswoman Janet Lim Napoles in the misuse of his Priority Development Assistance Fund or PDAF. He allegedly pocketed over 183 million pesos in kickbacks for endorsing bogus non-government organizations controlled by Napoles for his PDAF projects. Since plunder is non-bailable, Estrada surrendered to authorities. He was detained for 3 years at the Philippine National Police Custodial Center. The court favored Estrada's plea not to be detained in a regular jail facility for security reasons. Eventually, the court also granted Estrada's bail petition. He posted a 1.3 million peso bail in 2017 for his temporary release while the court hears his case.
I'm a free man already. But I will always religiously attend the hearings of my plunder case.
It took years after the indictment before the trial proper began as the court took up bail petitions first. There were also delays in the pre-trial phase or marking of evidence, with the defense team raising various issues which stalled the trial proper. Before a case goes to the trial proper, all evidence that will be presented must be marked first during the pre-trial phase. Both the prosecution and defense must lay down and agree which pieces of evidence, testimony, and issues will be raised in court. The Sandiganbayan finally proceeded with the trial proper in 2017. Ben Horluy, a former employee of Napoles, is one of the prosecution's star witnesses. He is among the whistleblowers who first named Estrada as one of the lawmakers involved in the alleged PDAF scam. According to Luy, commissions received by Estrada are listed in the financial ledger of Napoles' company under code names Anak and Sexy. Another state witness against Estrada is socialite and self-confessed PDAF scam bagman Ruby Tuason. She claims she personally delivered Estrada's kickbacks, which the senator denied. For the defense, Estrada himself took the witness stand, as well as his mother, Dr. Loy Ejercito, and a digital forensic expert. The court submitted Estrada's plunder case for resolution last July 2023. Estrada is expected to personally go to the anti-graft court for the verdict. Meantime, he is facing separate graft charges over the same alleged crime. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines.
Pork barrel funds are lump sum discretionary funds allocated to legislators for local pet projects. These projects can fall under various categories such as education, health, livelihood, social services, and culture and arts, among others. The fund took on new names since its earliest form through the Public Works Act of 1922, including the Countrywide Development Fund during President Corazon Aquino's administration, and finally, the PDAF, which began during the time of President Joseph Estrada. The Department of Budget and Management said the noble intentions behind the pork barrel were to empower the legislators to identify key projects that local government units could not fund. However, through the years, it became subject to growing criticism. Joining us via Zoom is political analyst Ed Tayo. Professor Tayo, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Pinky.
Okay.
I don't know I don't know what to expect now, but let's see.
I'm sorry, Professor, you said that you do not know what to expect, but let's
But
see.
we'll see. Oh, yeah.
Opo.
As the report says, there are several cases that were filed, all having to do with the PDAF use of the senator. So I'm not even sure if this is a consolidated case that's supposed to be promulgated now. So that's why I said we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's right. Professor Tayo, also from my understanding, and according to our reporter, AC Nichols, who's been following this, what will be decided today, from my understanding also, is the plunder case. A separate graft case is still pending. I think it's 11 counts of graft. So, ang pagkaintindi ko po, kung ano magiging decision ngayon ay para sa plunder, which is obviously the higher violation. Kasi ito po, definite kulong po ito, hindi ho ba? Kapag plunder, mas mababang crime supposed to be ang 11 counts of graft. So, what do you see? After all, 10 years, sabi nga natin, Professor Tayo, 10 years ang hinintay o gumulong itong kasong ito. And yet you have Senator Jinggoy Estrada winning the past elections. What is the idea? What do you siguro foresee here in terms of pending cases are there and yet nananalo pa rin yung sumasailalim dito sa mga kasong to?
Maganda yung tanong mo, Pinky, kasi you can just imagine, I know of one senator, kaibigan ni Jinggoy yan, no? Sumayaw lang ng budot, sinanalo na. No? But, it seems that there is this sad refrain that we always say madaling makalimot yung mga tao sa mga kaso. But again, it's pure and simple electoral system that is really the problem here. Alam mo, bumuboto tayo ng mga senador, 12 yan palagi tuwing tayo boboto, but they're not representing any particular area, they're representing the country at large, which is kind of hindi unique yung tamang term dyan. It's kind of weird because in other countries, they have a Senate or a second chamber mainly to represent regions or states, no, in a federal setup. Hindi naman tayo federal, wala tayong estado, yung mga regions natin essentially administrative regions yan, no? So sa madalit sabi, ang daling manalo kasi 12, ang tawag diyan kasi sa electoral system multi-member district. Okay lang sana kung multi-member, pero kaya nga district ang pinag-uusapan, yung laki nung area kung saan kukuha ng boto, no, doon nagkakatalo, no? So kapag ikaw ay may pangalan, meron kang name recall, meron kang kapasidad to go around and campaign, no, you can easily win a seat in the Senate, no? But so many others would say
so Professor
Professor, so hindi tamang sabihin na madaling manalo.
Yun na nga
But,
po, I was about to say
just
that.
the same, it's still yeah, it's still nakikita naman natin no na kahit na medyo meron ng kapintasan, nasabihin na lang natin na kapintasan, pwede ka pa ding manalo kasi kailangan mong fill upan yung 12. That's why every election I would always explain to friends and even in the media that you don't have to fill up the 12 in your list. Just choose the ones that you really consider as deserving your vote or your support.
Opo. Yeah. In fact, ang sabi nga nila, in the past, no, kapag hindi mo finil up yung 12, kunwari, ang nilagay mo lang, sir, 8, for example, o 5, mas nabibigyan mo pa ng pagkakataon na manalo yung 5 dahil 1 vote for them, less vote doon sa hindi mo na fill up na 7. ganun ho yan. But going back to dun sinasabi niyo pong name recall, no? Does it even matter, you think, that there's been no verdict? All right. Professor, please hold. Yes, please hold. We have breaking news right now. We have AC Nichols on the line. AC, go ahead.
Yes, hi Pinky. So it took almost 10 years for the court to resolve this case, and just a few minutes ago, it handed down its much-awaited decision, and it was favorable for Senator Jinggoy Estrada. He was acquitted in the plunder charge over his involvement in an alleged pork barrel scam. However, there were also guilty verdicts. He was found guilty in 1 count of direct bribery, and he was sentenced to imprisonment of a minimum of 8 years to maximum of 9 years and 4 months. He was also found guilty in 2 counts of indirect bribery, and the sentence for that is 2 years to 3 months. The court also mentioned that because of the guilty verdict in the direct bribery and indirect bribery, he is temporarily disqualified to hold position in government, and there's also a perpetual disqualification to his right to suffrage. So the court also ordered him to pay a fine of 3 million pesos. Right now, I want to mention that for businesswoman Janet Lim Napoles, she's one of the co-accused of the senator. There were also, while she was also acquitted in the plunder charge, there are guilty verdicts for 5 counts of corruption of public official. A total of 7 counts of corruption of public officials. We have to clarify first what particular charges is. I believe this is under the revised penal code, but we'll have to clarify this with the court later on. Only the dispositive portion of the decision was read in court, so really we don't have much of the details, but we do expect that the full decision will be uploaded to the Sandiganbayan decision within the day. So Napoles was also ordered to pay a fine of 29 million pesos for the guilty verdicts in the corruption of public officials, and also the court mentioned that she has to indemnify the government an additional of 262 million pesos. So right now they're discussing before we left the courtroom, because phones are not allowed inside, Pinky. So before we went out, ang pinag-uusapan na nila doon is kung ano yung gagawin dun sa bail bond na originally na binayad ni Senator Jinggoy Estrada sa court. So he posted bail before for the plunder charge of 1.3 million, and they're discussing if i-retain na lang yun ng court for his temporary freedom para dito sa mga direct bribery and indirect bribery, because while he was convicted for those charges, he can post bail while he's appealing the conviction of those charges.
So basically, AC, it's a question of pwede ba mag-carry over itong binayad niyang 1.3 million in the past. I think that's in 2017.
Pinky, nasa labas na ngayon si Senator.
Okay, go ahead.
Nasa labas na si Senator Jinggoy Estrada, and right now. Sir, can we get a reaction, sir? Can you comment? Can we get comment? Sir, sa plunder, ako waiting po kayo. Ano po masasabi niyo, sir?
Very happy and elated after 10 years. After decades, I was exonerated by the court. That means I am not guilty of anything. I did not steal any money. I did not receive any money from whoever.
Sir, what about
That's already decided.
Sir, what about the director? Nagulat ba kayo, sir?
Well, yes, I am not a lawyer. I have yet to read the...
Yes, I am not a lawyer. I have yet to read the decision of the court.
Sir, but you're allowed temporary freedom, sir?
Yes.
And you, saan
Dali.
kayo dadiretso, sir?
Rico, sa kabila. Left ulit. Rico, left ulit. Rico, left.
Hello, Pinky.
Go ahead. AC, we're just monitoring. We have live feed. Sinusundan nyo nga si Senator Jinggoy pababa ng hagdan.
So right now we're trying to interview him. He said.
Okay. Sige.
So he said he's going to give a quick statement once he's outside of the Sandiganbayan building. Medyo nagkakapikikan kasi, but initially he said finally he's exonerated in the plus. Senator Estrada na wala siyang ninakaw na pera, pero at the same time sabi niya nagulat siya dun sa guilty verdicts, indirect and direct bribery, and he said he's going to let his lawyers handle that. Kasi ngayon, as I mentioned earlier, hindi naman siya i-detain kasi nga available naman yung direct at indirect bribery.
Right. As AC was telling us. AC, I'm going to give you some time to be able to find a way once the senator is ready to give a brief statement. I know medyo naghahabol kayo dyan at naka-cordon off yung mga security din ni Senator Jinggoy. So, basically, just to summarize, we'll get back to AC again a little later on the line. Siguro right now, before... Professor, are you still there? Professor Tayaw?
Yeah.
Professor, so I'm not sure, did you hear about
we're still
that?
here.
Ang lumabas po, acquitted po siya sa plunder at guilty sa 1 count of direct bribery and 2 counts of indirect bribery. What is your reaction, if at all any, to this, sir? All right, we're also losing Professor Tayo. Professor Tayo, I'm not hearing you at the moment. What you're seeing right now, live pictures outside the Sandiganbayan, nakalabas na po si Senator Jinggoy Estrada. He is there with his wife, Presi, his kids, and his brother, Jude. In fact, you can see the media, of course, nagkakagulo, trying to get a shot and a statement from the senator. He did wait, sabi nga niya, 10 years.
I'm still here. Medyo mahina yung dating mo.
Professor,
Hello?
pasensya na po. We are toggling from one siguro video to another. Right now ho kasi, I don't know if you're seeing this, we are just awaiting a brief statement from Senator Jinggoy. But while we're waiting for that, what are your thoughts on the decision of the 5th Division of the Sandiganbayan?
Entire sense of Pinky, no? But what I'm more interested at is the political future of the senator, because there is perpetual disqualification. If I heard it right, that's one of the penalties, no? That that's one of the effect of the penalties that were handed, no, or decided by the court. Given the guilty verdicts, no, as far as the bribery is concerned. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'd like to emphasize that. But the little that I know as far as law is concerned, perhaps they might want to ask how this, to my mind, this bribery...
With your indulgence, sir. Again, I'm very sorry about it, but the senator is speaking right now. Let's listen.
Filed in the information sheet, it is only the case of plunder, and I have been already acquitted. I have been exonerated of plunder, and I will ask my lawyers to exhaust all legal remedies, all legal options available for me.
Tell us the
But then
sacrifices.
still, I believe in our justice system.
The sacrifices in the past 10 years, sir, how was it, sir?
Well, of
Waiting
course.
for this verdict.
Well, of course, kahit matagal, maganda naman yung resulta, maganda naman yung kinalabasan. Kaya ako'y nagpapasalamat unang-una sa ating Panginoon, pangalawa sa ating mga maestrado dito sa Sandiganbayan, yung aking pamilya who stood with me, who stood by me through thick and thin.
Kinabahan ba kayo? Did you expect na not guilty?
Of course, lahat na naman mga accused pagka babasahan ng sentensya, siyempre kakabahan.
Nakatulog pa ba kayo last night,
Hindi
sir?
masyado.
May binabanggit po doon na detention. How is that gonna work out?
Well, nothing is final, okay? That is appealable. We will file the necessary motion for reconsideration before the Sandiganbayan. And yes, I will instruct my lawyers to exhaust all legal options, all legal remedies.
What's your plan right now, sir? Plans.
I'm going to rest.
Pwede ka nang lumabas ng bansa na hindi nagpapaalam, sir?
Ayos na. Huwag na tayo maganda.
Ay, 5 cellphone mo. If you can hear me, that's a short interview with Senator Jinggoy Estrada as he is leaving the premises of the Sandiganbayan. Still with us is Professor Tayo. Professor, I'm sorry about that. No, this is rolling breaking news, so at any point nawawala po yung ating diskusyon. So yung sinasabi ninyo, what is possibly concerning for him is that yung sinabi po nung ating reporter, yung lumalabas na disqualification to hold public office, yun din po yung narinig ko kanina, but I want to get more information on that. Because papaano ho yan kung nasa poder siya ngayon, current senator ho siya at may ganitong klaseng ano. I know, hindi po tayo abogado, but I just wonder what the implications of that would be. Ano po? All right. Professor, our connection with you is quite unstable at the moment. I'm wondering if you can hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Professor, you can hear me. Did you hear my question about yung sinabi po nating disqualification to hold public office? I'm sure, sabi naman po ni Senator Jinggoy, his lawyers will exhaust all legal remedies, and surely, I'm assuming this is appealable. But I wonder what happens with a sitting senator and you are rendered a decision like this.
Exactly. I was trying to explain earlier, except that this internet really is not cooperating. That at the end of the day, Pinky, it will, to my mind, no, it will depend on how the court is going to interpret this. Pareho din ito nung issue kanina, whether the bail bond will be considered part of the payment, no, of the penalties that were handed by the court. But another point that the lawyers may perhaps consider is to question to ask the question why the supposed bribery was this considered seemingly separate from the plunder case. Yung plunder, hindi mo naman magawa yan without the bribery, and vice versa.
So that's actually, that's a question we need to find out and understand better, ano po, Professor. I'm going to have to jump again. Senator Jinggoy Estrada is on the line right now. Senator, this is Pinky. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear, Pinky. Good morning.
Senator, nandiyan na ho kayo sa kotse?
Nasa kotse na.
Okay, pauwi na po kayo. All right. I've heard snippets of your interview, sir, paglabas niyo po ng Sandiganbayan. Sabi niyo nga po, happy, elated after 10 years. Sabi niyo nga, pinatunayan ito that you did not steal or you did not receive. Here's a question, sir. I was talking to Professor Taya when he's still on the line. Ano po yung lumabas na disqualification to hold public office? Did you understand that, sir? And you give us more information regarding this?
I am not a lawyer, no, but I understand that is one of the ancillary penalties of direct bribery. But Pinky, I haven't read the decision, but I am confused since based on the information sheet, the charge against me was only plunder. And now that I have been exonerated by the court, I am a bit worried, or not worried. I was a bit confused, but why all of a sudden this bribery case came up. But nevertheless, I still believe in our justice system, and I will ask my my lawyers to exhaust all legal remedies and options available for me.
Hindi niyo po naisip, Senator, kasi even when I was looking back at your case and discussing this with our team here, ang usapan lang po talaga, to my mind, was either guilty kayo or not guilty sa plunder, and then there's a separate case pa po ng graft. So,
Yes,
in
that's
my
correct.
simple, siguro, perception of things, either guilty kayo or not guilty, which, not guilty daw po kayo, pero guilty kayo sa bribery. So, dito po biglang may lumabas na, as you said nga, it's a little concerning or it's something that you need to re-examine. Bakit napasok itong bribery? Was there anything that your lawyers told you? I know, this just happened, sir, but paano ito nasama sa usapan?
I really do not know. I do not have any idea, Pinky. That's why I will have to consult with my lawyers after they read the 400-page decision of my case.
Was it a 400-page decision, sir?
Yes, to be exact, it was 396 according to the court.
I see. But nevertheless, how do you feel at the moment? I know you said you are happy and elated, but now nandiyan na ho kayo sa kotse, hindi na kayo pinagkakaguluhan ng media. Kasama niyo na po siguro yung pamilya.
I feel so happy and elated, as what I've said earlier, since I was exonerated of the main charge of plunder against me. Yun naman ang pinaka-importante sa akin para I feel vindicated. Talagang this was really politically motivated by the past two administrations, and talagang papasalamat talaga ako sa ating Panginoon.
Any plans? I remember, sir, I think way back nung kayo ay pupunta sa Krame to be detained, I remember that that time you visited your father in San Juan at hindi ka na pupunta sa Sandiganbayan, dumiretso ka na sa Krame, pero dumaan kayo sa dad nyo, no? Nung time na yan.
Yes.
What was that, when you were detained at Sandiganbayan? Sorry, at Camp Krame. Uwi na ho ba kayo ngayon? Diretso na? Uuwi na ho kayo ngayon?
I will pass by right now in my parents' house.
I see. Okay. So I know, sir, there's a lot of technical issues and legal issues that need to be discussed.
But Pinky, one thing is for sure, nothing is final yet. The case is appealable. I will ask my lawyers to file the necessary motion for reconsideration before the Sandiganbayan.
Opo, dito po sa bribery, ano po, yung sa indirect and direct
Yes.
bribery, definitely appealable.
Yes.
All right. So, Senator, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you, Pinky.
Thank you, sir. And joining us right now is the former president of the Philippine Bar Association, Attorney Rico Domingo. Attorney, ayan, attorney on hand, sabi nga. So,
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Pinky.
Can you explain this to me? I'm not sure if Professor Tayo is there because hindi naman po kami abogado. Paano ho yung not guilty ka sa plunder pero naging guilty ka sa bribery, direct and indirect?
Well, according to your report, what I've been hearing, I have not seen the decision of the Sandiganbayan. So there was exoneration insofar as the plunder case is concerned, and there is a conviction on the basis of the bribery, alleged bribery. So there's a conviction. That's a conviction. really something that you can be very celebratory at that, no? Because under Article 6, Section 16, subparagraph 3, the Senate can also address that, no? It can be construed as a disorderly behavior, and upon the votation of 2/3 of the members of the Senate, it can also be dealt with within the purview of the Senate rules and regulations, and the Senate can also expel or suspend a member of the Senate on that ground. Now, another
On bribery.
recourse.
On bribery, sir.
Oh, on bribery.
Okay,
On bribery. On the other hand, it can also be a ground, a very solid ground for quo warranto under Rule 66. And, if you are unlawfully holding or exercising a public office, then you can also be subject to quo warranto proceeding.
Yeah.
So, hindi pa tapos ang kwento dito.
Pero,
no? Not that I'm trying to be, but the point is you are asking me for the remedies that may be in the future be resorted to.
But attorney, given that the Sandiganbayan 5th Division found him guilty for indirect and direct bribery, let's be clear, this is appealable, hindi ho ba? Kaya nga sabi ni Senator Jinggoy, his lawyers will exhaust all ways and means to look into this and appeal this. That was definite.
Yes, definitely. He has the right to appeal it. And there was a conviction, so the defendant or the accused would have the right to appeal it. I think I heard something about his filing a motion for reconsideration, and that is within the rule of law, under the rules of court. No?
In other words, yung sinabi niyo po na pwede, the Senate can take jurisdiction of this. If any at all, sir, this will have to wait because there could be, and there will be, let's just say it that way, motion for reconsideration that will be filed on this bribery conviction.
Yes, but again, depending on the temperament of the senators and within the purview of their rules and regulations, they can on their own address this matter as a disorderly behavior, if that is within the definition of their rules and regulations, or they can also move for the expulsion or suspension of the member
But
that has been accused.
even if it's not, let's say, yung sinasabi palagi na final and executory?
Well, that would be with respect to the criminal cases. We're talking about the rules and regulations applicable to the member of the Senate.
I see. Okay. So, meron nga hong sinabi nga na disqualification to hold public office. This is
correct. Quo warranto po yun.
Yun yung
Pinky, that's quo warranto. Rule 66, if he is unlawfully holding or exercising public office, no? Because right now, I think he was elected in 2022, so he has about another, plus 6 years to be holding office. Now, if it is proven and established that he's not, that he is unlawfully and exercising a public office, then he would be subject to quo warranto as well.
Ayun. All right. Thank you for the explanation. And of course, we have to highlight the fact that we only know so far what was read to us, the dispositive portion, and what was reported to us by our reporter there, AC Nichols. So,
and I'm making that, Pinky, excuse me, and I'm making that opinion and a comment on the basis of that cautionary warning that we have not read the decision. I'm just simply saying that on the basis of the laws that I know as the proper remedies for this purpose. I'm not making any comment that it should be done.
Right. This, of course, as the senator said, was almost a 400-page decision. Attorney
400 ba? Naku, napakarami.
Sabi 396 ata ang sabi niya na makapal-kapal po itong decision ng 5th Division. Attorney?
Siguro Pinky, that should be another cause for another interview, if you may.
Let's do that, sir. Maraming salamat, Attorney Rico,
Salamat
for
din, Pinky.
taking our call. Thank you for your time. So, very quickly, do we still have Professor Tayaw on the line? Okay, let's go back first to Professor. Para naintindihan din Professor yung kinwento ni Attorney Rico bilang isang abogado. Professor, okay, your reaction. Ano na po inyong mga reactions sa various interviews?
Well, hindi pa tapos ito, Pinky. Marami pang mga tanong na ang makakasagot lang ay ang Sandiganbayan, no? And as Attorney explained earlier, as far as the disqualification is concerned, that will again be subject to another court proceeding, which is a quo warranto. So having said that, the bottom line here is that Senator Jinggoy should be able to serve, no, his remaining how many years? 3-4 years, no,
4, yeah.
in office, no,
Okay.
as a senator. So let's see how that plays out. Yun na nga. And also, the lawyers, I'm sure, will clarify about was this the guilty verdict and how it relates to the plunder verdict. So
Yeah.
medyo masyadong naging technical itong decision na to.
Yeah, in fact, that's what also I want to find out from the lawyer of the senator, hindi ho ba, Professor? Kasi paano napasok nga itong yung bribery. Para bang hindi ka guilty sa plunder, pero guilty ka sa bribery, which siguro your simple mind would say, that is one way that is good because plunder is reclusion perpetua, hindi ho ba? Parang yan na po yung parang sukdulan. Ang bribery is a lower case, no. Professor, yes, I'm going to they're speaking to me also. So let me give you some time first. I'm going to go to our reporter right now, AC Nichols. She's with the lawyer of Senator
I have
Jinggoy.
Attorney Alexis Abastilla Suarez. She's one of the lawyers of Senator Jinggoy Estrada. I'll hand you over so you can ask her questions about what their next moves are going to be. Here she is.
Thank you, AC. Attorney, magandang umaga po sa inyo. Good morning. Attorney, maaari niyo bang paliwanag sa amin paano po nangyari and how does that correlate na hindi guilty si Senator sa plunder pero guilty sa indirect and direct bribery?
Actually, we were also wondering kung paano na-relate kasi it's not part of the information yung bribery. And we have to think that plunder is a crime penalized under a special law, and bribery is a crime penalized under the revised penal code. So it cannot be absorbed. The revised penal code cannot be absorbed in the crime of a special law. So we will have to read for the decision of the court siguro kasi hindi rin namin alam kung paano naging bribery yung charge.
It's a little technical for me to understand when you say that plunder is under a special law and that bribery is under the revised penal code. Does that mean, attorney, na one cannot coexist with the other?
No, one cannot be absorbed by the other.
Okay. Hindi siya pwedeng pumasok doon sa isa?
Yes, not like, for example, murder, which can be downgraded to homicide. Kasi they are both punishable under the revised penal code. So pwede yon. Pero ito, ibang ibang situation. Special law and revised penal code kasi.
I see. So nagulat ho kayo doon?
Yes po. But we still have to read the decision siguro kung anong basis ng bribery nila.
Opo.
Yes.
And one quick question. Can you explain further what AC was telling us in the dispositive portion, yung disqualification from public office, ma'am?
Yeah, it's part of the penalty imposed, but it is not yet final because we still have the legal remedies to file a reconsideration or appeal. So it's not yet executory and final.
Pero
so he can still go to office.
Opo, pero yun po yung nakasulat, tama ho ba perpetual disqualification from public office?
Hindi ko masyadong na
Okay.
Yeah, parang ganon.
Opo. And then, wala na ho kayong problema sa bail? Wala na ho kayong problema sa bail? Yung binayaran na bail for plunder?
Wala na problema sa bail because he has posted the bail for the plunder of 1.3 million and then he has a posted bail for travel bonds ng 2 million. So the court said that they will just absorb the bond that he posted for his provisional liberty.
And when do you expect to get a full copy of the decision?
Well, according to the court, as soon as possible, they will give us a copy. At first, siguro pwede rin yung electronic copy kasi. Kasi it's almost 400 pages kasi yung decision . So baka medyo matagalan yung hard copy, but they will send us daw a soft copy through
And
email.
agad nyo ho bang a-actionan ito, especially
Yes.
definitely doon sa graft, doon sa
Yes.
bribery conviction?
Yes, yes
Opo.
po.
Subject to motion for reconsideration.
Yes po.
Attorney, thank you so much for your time. Attorney
Thank you.
Alexis Abastillas. Thank you, ma'am. AC,
Yes,
are you
thank
still
you.
there?
Yeah, wait, AC? Nasaan daw si AC?
Okay. I'll speak to AC a little later on. Professor Tayo, siguro I'm gonna just go for final words, no? So that's a little bit of siguro clarification, some sort. Kasi ang hirap din talagang pag-usapan at length and exhaustive because it is, after all, a 300, almost 400-page decision. So, pati sila, medyo nagulat po dito sa bribery conviction. Sabi nga niya yung special law versus the revised penal code, one cannot absorb the other.
The problem thing is it's not something that you can easily comment, no, or should we say annotate, especially in the media, no, kasi meron ding prohibition yung court doon, eh. Ayoko naman na makulong din. But
Okay.
clearly even the lawyers are asking, no, how the two supposed different cases, no, suddenly appeared in the decision of the court, no. But again, we leave it to the lawyers because they would know better really to understand how it is. Now, as far as the political future
Balikan
of the
na lang po
senator is
natin yun.
concerned,
Yeah.
this is something that the public should really understand, no? Kaya importante yung case is not because we all want to be lawyers, but we all want to find out really how involved the senator was, if at all he was involved, no? Because as it is right now, if there was really no involvement whatsoever, then we will no longer have to be talking about this rather confusing issue of the bribery case and plunder. No? So absolutely siguro dapat exonerated na nga siya. But the fact that there is still there, so to my mind, no, if you're an ordinary voter, you will still be asking questions in that regard. Bottom line, alam mo naman, matagal na nating pinag-uusapan to. I've always been talking about electoral and political reforms. So let's see, no. Hopefully the public really will understand, no, that there is really a need to reform our political setup. I don't call it a
Professor Tayo, sir, appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again, sir. Thank you. All right, so that's it for us, our breaking news this morning. Thank you for joining us here on The Source, our rolling breaking news. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.